Yo, it's Guido coming at you with a tactics talk. You know what I've found in my life that is it's hard to soar with the eagles when you're working with turkeys. All right, that's that is the way it goes. I am going to have quite a team right here. Quite a team. I am in my Type 63. We're going to come right to this position. I am top tier, and I'm looking at the enemy teams with the Count-On and the Udez, and the I'm sorry, I'm looking at my team. Goodness gracious, the T65E5, RHM, CC, Tiger, etc. And I like what I'm seeing here, so that's why I'm aggressive top tier. I think I can get in here and do some hold down stuff with this Tiger and the T26E5. I just feel like I've got a pretty good advantage here. So we're going to be aggressive and come in here and work these guys. Here we go. Kind of bait him to shoot me. Just taking chunks out of this guy. Each team has lost somebody, though they've only lost a scout, and we've lost a tier 7 TD. Boom. Another shot on him. He's now one-shottable. Of course, we're not going to, are we? No. Of course not. Yep. 3 hit points, fellas. 3 hit points left. Very nice. Well, that's a bummer. So Tiger 131 is shooting HE, but I bounce him instead of taking hit points off. This guy makes a foolish move. So we'll take him down. And we're in good shape, guys. We got 1,650 damage. Each team has lost a couple guys. I feel like we're in great shape here. Try to look for a shot on the Tiger, but I can't get it. Maybe turn around. Trying to watch the left side with the Su-100. We've got multiple fellas pushing in here at the CC and the Thunderbolt. Problem is, they've still got some guys up there like the Panzer IV who can kind of shoot down here if they get the right angle. So I'm just going to come in here and just slay this Thunderbolt. Nope. 312. Nice. Tiger 1's right there. Get a little aggressive here coming around the corner. Nope. Hit him probably his strongest armor, so. 3 dead tanks on each side. And at this point in this game, I'm just trying to deal as much damage. I feel like we're in good shape. That was dumb, right into his matlet. That's a terrible place to aim, so that's my fault. I'll take that. Notice that they're starting to push our guys over there. There goes the Galwika. Knock that dude down. That's actually a pretty decent. Actually, only had 275. I was thinking it was 375. I take a hit. Just back up this way. Panzer 4S. Oh! Critical hit. See if we can get the kill on this guy and get him out of here. Not dead anyway. Alright, so he bounces us. Now I've got to turn back around. And look at this. We're actually ahead. 6-5, although they just evened it up a bit. This is looking pretty good. Although we are down some hit points. So I'm thinking, alright. Give me some help, fellas. See what we can do. We got this. 2,237 damage. 2 kills. Where are these fellas? I don't want to eat a big shot from the RHM if I can avoid it. That would be bad. Alright, so RHM's not there. There's nobody to my left to keep him from poking the corner. Until the scent actually hit him, which surprised me, to be honest. But he poked out just enough, and the scent had an angle on him. Now I'm lit. Tiger 131's in here. And that's a bummer. He's in that niche. Kill another one, 7-5. This is looking really good. Then they get one of us. AT-8 starts to move in, and I'm thinking with the AT-8 we're going to get this. So kind of go to this position. I'm waiting for him to move up. I think he's coming my way. I'm hoping those guys can get rid of the Chi-Ri down there, low hit point. Honestly, this whole game is looking like we got this in the bag. But you will notice that there are 2 E25s that have been bush humping. What else would you do in this map? These guys actually messaged me. There's one of them, for goodness, I think. I have a chat record with him of getting upset because I said something about E25s in a match once, like years ago, I think. Alright, so the AT-8's going in there, and I'm thinking, alright, with his help, we're just going to push across here and we're going to start nuking. I might take some hits, we'll just deal with it. Of course. Don't quite get that. He gets that shot, which bummed me out. Fix it. I was watching for the RHM because I was really expecting him to be right here. He's not, so I got to turn around, and now I got to try to help out the AT-8, who's sitting out in the open. He's just taking hits, unfortunately. So before I can really get anything going, he dies. I really wish he'd have pulled back there. Hit him. He gets 200 more off of me. That hurt. I'd like to use that tank on the right as cover, but if I go too far to the right, I'm going to expose myself to the other dudes in there. Another shot of 219, so it's going to take one more shot to put him down. RHM's moving in. Finish this guy off. Boy, again, I'm feeling like, boy, we got this dicked. We got this dicked. This is where the turkeys come in, man. You know, you got to look at the enemy team composition. The two E25s have been unspotted. They're not spotted. Well, one of them got spotted up in the corner. So you kind of know where they are. There's no reason to be pushing that field right now. Why the Pudel and the... what's a 5M? Oh, 85M and the Cromwell are messing around up there, I don't know. Just no reason to start pushing those guys. Now the AT-8 lived, which is good. And I do want to kill this Tiger if we can. We can't leave him. So the RHM and the Tiger are the next two priorities right here. Really hoping he'd come around that corner. Thought about using the Su-100 to just push it forward here. The Gloriana makes a move. That's unfortunate because I wasn't really ready for it. You see the RHM right there. Going for HE. We kill him. Thought about pushing that. Already gets a piece of me. Alright, great. A bounce. Relatively fast reload on the Tiger. Not as fast as it used to be. We'll just go ahead and auto-aim him. Try to get up close to where it confuses or makes his reload difficult. And I can see the Pudel and the guy back there. So keep his ass end, rear end around the corner. And now I'm eating E25 shots and arty like crazy. And I just absolutely get wrecked. Doesn't take long for especially two E25s, let alone one, to whittle away hit points. So between the arty and them, what I lose, 300 or more? I'm going to try to cross here. So we're all low hit points. Killing the Chi Reed is a pretty good idea. But we got to be careful about pushing again into these E25s. And this is a situation right here, to be honest. I'm going to be very careful when I poke, because there's two arty, two bloody M44s, and two E25s. The Chi Reed's forward, giving them some spotting. And that's kind of like the moths to the flame thing. Everyone's looking at the Chi Reed and trying to kill it, but sort of forgetting there's two E25s back there. So I can't push. I'm not going to be able to do it. Like, can I come around here and will he back up or... No? Okay. Oh, I got spotted? Great. I'll just slap a shot down that way and try to back out, because I am killable by two M44s. So I don't want to push anymore. There's no reason to try to go down that road. The 3485 and the AT-8 need to get out of there. The AT-8 is probably done for, to be honest with you. There we go. So he dies sitting out in the open. M44 is telling the Cromwell to scout. Like, no, not right now. Let's move around. The 44 and the T-3485 need to back out, but the Chi Reed's gone around the corner. And unfortunately, I left, right? I wasn't there. Potentially, if I'd have still been there, I'd have caught him coming around that corner. Nice move on his part. May have even seen me leave. I'm not sure if I telegraphed it from being lit, but that's very possible. So now I'm running back here, trying to link up with the guns I have left. But unfortunately, here comes the 100% E25s, and they're pushing the Cromwell. And they nuke him along with the artillery. The Udes, I can't get back over to link up with those guys. I'll be out in the open if I do that down the south. Everyone is dying, and it's unreal. Incredible. 3,811 damage. 4 kills. I'm trying to find a position that I can kind of minimize my exposure to artillery and minimize the angles E25s could get on me. Initially, I thought about this, but then I figured that's pretty much easily hit by artillery. So we'll go ahead and get out of that. I suppose it would have been, they'd probably had to go down the 0 column to get there. Then I thought about this. I'm like, no, too much open area. So I know there's another nook back here, so we're going to go hang out in this nook. It's unfortunate there is a window right here. Gone to HE just in case I can get lucky and shoot one of these guys in the side and nuke them. I can only take 2 hits, so if they both come at me, it's going to be a hard time. And if I can't kill one or miss it, it's going to be an even harder time. Because I will not reload in time before they eventually figure out how to get through 283 hit points. And therein lies, my friend, my problem with HE. Got into the tracks. So a whole 88 points of damage right there. And I try to switch over. Interestingly, he doesn't go right at me. That's pretty smart, actually. I don't know why. It wouldn't have really mattered. I wasn't going to kill him anyway. He could have just pulled around the corner, gone wide, and put 2 shots into me before I could even close the gap. But he's waiting for his buddy. We're going to get another one coming here. I can see him kind of like, oh, come on, turret, you got it. Nope, got stunned, so I couldn't get the turret around. And boom, boom, boom. Gang tackled by a couple E25s in there. Bodied, as the Gowika says. Nicely done. 3,920 damage, 4 kills. My comment at the beginning is hard to sword the eagles when you're working with turkeys. There were only 2 other tanks on my team that did over 1,000 damage, which was a bit of a surprise because I felt like we were much further ahead than that. So it took my 3,920 to even make this game kind of close. You know, painful, fellas. You know, you gotta read. This goes back to pushing strong positions or pushing into caps. It looked like we were in really good shape, but we just sort of frittered away hit points to the 2 E25s. They ended up with 5 kills, and then when it got knocked down enough, they got mobile, killed off the Cromwell, killed off the Udez, killed off the Artie that was out there, kind of shredded the guys that kept pushing into them. So good job in terms of that's probably the best way to win the battle on this map, especially for an E25. Not surprised to not see them hanging out in the heavy brawl, right? And they didn't push up into the village on the east side because our team kind of took that, so they're back there. But if you're going to be dumb and walk into them, then that's what's going to happen. Sometimes just holding position or moving to a different place is your best idea, especially as scattered as we were. Once we had so few guns, we needed to kind of get back together. And then we had to hope the E25s would come out and make some mistakes. So we just were not going to be able to push with what we had left over and the hit points we had. Not going to be able to push two M44s and 2 E25s. Just that was not going to happen, as you can see. And we made it easy. Don't make it easy on them. Don't walk into them and make the game easy for them. Make them work for it. All right, that's all I've got. Have a great one. See ya.